Hello.
Hello, hello.
Good evening.
This
I
share thing has changed on me. Here we go.
what's the change this time on sharing?
The format, so now it's making it a little more difficult for me to share the show out on.
Oh wait, you know what? I think I remember. Yeah, it's like you got to send it out instead of share it. I've seen that a few times.
Oh no, the sending is not the issues. That when I typed in things, everything showed up that said things.
Hey, what's up,
Hi,
Jennifer?
Hey, Jennifer.
this woman.
Uh oh. Oh, we're about to hear a story about her?
Well, not necessarily, not necessarily a story per se. Um, she tested me.
For what?
My fear of heights.
Oh, oh man. Uh
Yeah.
oh.
There was. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This
What's
share thing
up,
is
Brad?
now is making me share one at a time. Wow. So Jennifer,
What's going on,
she
son?
tested my fear of heights. Let's say. Um, uh, well, yes and no. It continues on up here. It's actually the Lemmy that I've got going, not the Hogan stash. He's called a Lemmy. Um, yeah, screw this. Okay, now we're back. Now we got things back for TikTok. Um, so Jennifer took me to a couple places there in Utah. Um, Brad, I actually took them with me. I had them with me, and
What's up,
it wasn't
Irene?
until after we left that I even thought about them. But I actually took them with me for the occasion, and I forgot it. So anyway, Jennifer took me to a couple of canyon lookout sites, and there's it's at the edges of a cliff. They got fences all over the place, and you go to the fence and you can look straight down 1,700 feet.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Seriously? 1,700 feet?
that's what one of the signs said.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Okay. Disclaimer: This is staying until Sunday.
Okay,
The
so
thing
now,
is, at least Jennifer didn't try to push you off that cliff.
oh my God.
Well, she was behind me at one point.
You just turned around too quick, huh?
Yeah, well, she was behind me at one point, and she sent me the picture to prove it.
Uh, Brad, it's like if I was taken to the edge of the cliff, I would be looking around at who I am with and who's going to push me.
Yeah, well, with Jennifer, I can trust. I hope I can trust her.
So I'm just going to point this out. So now people have said two different things about you, Jeremy. Of course, Brad said you looked like Hulk Hogan, and Irene here now says you look like a pirate.
Well,
What else is going to be coming up after this? What?
that's because of the patch. But as far as the Hulk Hogan look, yeah, I do realize it does look like this, but it goes on. Okay. Irene, let me tell you this: no matter what, I would not look good in a thong. Trust me.
Hey, Sean, to answer your question about or talked about the weather, you should come here. We've
Yes.
been getting showers hit and miss today, so you should come here and get some of our rain.
Well, and it's also worth shouting out this quickly. Of course, I know there's a lot of our paranormal friends who live out on the East Coast in Canada that are getting hit by the the smoke from
I have
wildfires. I mean,
videos that people have been posting of what the air looks like in New York, and it looks like the damn apocalypse.
that's exactly what I said. Yeah, we were watching on CNN, and I was like, my God, it's like the end of the world over there. And there was even some other areas like where it was just like white out. It reminded me of the movie Silent Hill in a way.
So I've just heard about this probably 10 minutes ago, and I hadn't had a chance to really look at it. So what's going on?
So what's been going? There's
Bye,
a.
Jennifer. Have fun.
Oh, take care, Jennifer. So from what I can remember was that there was a series of wildfires that were occurring on the eastern side of Canada, and they've been trying to. Yeah, I mean, they've been trying to contain it, but the wildfires, it is just raging out of control. But if that's not bad enough for Canada, a lot of the ash and smoke, it's coming over the border, and it's affecting mostly the eastern United States. So it's hardest hit so far have been New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Virginia. It's supposed to head down to the Carolinas. I think parts of Michigan are getting it.
It would be worth it for me to message my husband's family in upstate New York.
I probably would. I've been checking with a lot of our investigators in those states, just checking in on them, saying, because it really was that kind of thing. After watching it on CNN, I'm like, probably should go check on everybody that I know out there. So I've been doing that all day today. It's been rough on them.
What part of Canada is it in?
I think it's where that's at. It's like northeastern.
It seems like several areas in Canada.
I think it's out in parts of Quebec and also here I'm looking at a map right now. Yeah, I think it's parts of Quebec. Maybe I never really figured out how exactly big this fire is, but I'm going to assume it's probably somewhere in Quebec and Ontario. It's huge. And the craziest thing is that when you see pictures and videos, I mean, not only does it look like the apocalypse, I mean, there are literally like areas like New York City, in which the sky, it literally almost like looks like it's Mars. It's like a red tint to it.
Here's what I'm looking at. Beginning in March of 23, so this has been going on for 3 months now. Canada has been affected by an ongoing record-setting series of wildfires. These have affected all Canadian provinces and territories except for Nunavut.
Yeah.
My cousin's from Trenton, Ontario, so I was just wondering. I'm such a horrible.
Yeah, see, Sean says 400 wildfires. Half of them are out of control. And I haven't seen those saying, see the videos of the helicopters dropping buckets of, I think he means drop buckets of water.
Is it me freezing up or does Nick keep freezing up?
My side is fine.
I haven't even noticed.
It's like it'll pause for a second, so I didn't know if it was me with the storms trying to roll in or what.
Yeah, Western Canada gets the same thing.
It's probably you with those storms. As of June 5th, 2,214 fires have burned 43,000 square kilometers. As of June 6th, there are 413 active wildfires, 249 which were deemed out of control.
I think they said the fire started from a lightning strike, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. I thought I heard something like that along the lines.
I'm going south this weekend. I'm going to be at the beach, so.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
like I said,
you.
I'm such a horrible person. I'll be at the beach this weekend.
Yeah, well, it is true that, like I said, a lot of the ash has been coming over the Canadian-U.S. border, and of course, typical of any fire, anyone breathing that in, the ash can be deadly. So you could very well say for a lot of these northeastern states, they're basically going back to the era of wearing masks like we did with COVID. But this time, it's not that it's being enforced. They don't have a choice, because if you breathe that stuff into your lungs, I mean, that's toxic material that you're breathing in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I can tell y'all Trenton, Canada, or Trenton, Ontario is okay, because I just messaged my cousin. She said
Okay.
her family's okay.
I spoke with and I know it's been a while since we've actually spoken to him. Adam Hefty, Heft TV. I spoke, considering that he lives out in New York. I reached out to him saying, because I had his phone number, so I gave him a call earlier, and he told me that it was a little bit hazier in their area, but they were not fully affected as other areas of New York was. So they were lucky.
Well, that's like my son when he was in California. He would come home. I'm like, "What are you doing home?" He goes, "I'm sick of," because the fires were kept jumping onto Camp Pendleton, and he said that that he just got sick of it and decided just to come home while they were fighting wildfires.
Yeah, I'm just like wondering, like, where are like everybody who's probably evacuated? I wonder where they're sending. I mean, I'm sure they're probably sending them out to like Western Canada, but still makes you wonder where they're sending all the people who are evacuating. Like Ontario and Quebec always gets hit with wildfires and you can't breathe. Yep, it gets hot and muggy out there too.
Okay,
So-
from the way it sounds like it is lightning strike, and because of it being extra dry up there too, is what caused everything to
That's
go
what
haywire.
that's what Irene said, and she also said too, if it's wildfires, because National Forest usually burns brush to get rid of dead wood because it chokes the forest up, which is different. That can still could cause quite a large wildfire. Oh man. Okay, so
I could actually see a little bit of that pollution in the air on the drive here, in the Chicago area.
Well, that's what I think Brad said, supposed to be heading up into Indiana.
yeah, we haven't really I mean, not just Chicago, but most of northern Illinois hasn't really been affected by it. However, yes, there is still a little bit of that tint. Like you'll sometimes see the tint of the smoke high up in the sky. So we've gotten.
When I forget what part I was in, but you know how when you put your sunglasses on, you get that bit of a tint. So it seemed like I had my sunglasses on, and then it seemed like another layer of sunglasses was put on at one point. It nowhere near like what New York City is, but I could definitely tell there was something in the air somewhere in the Chicago area when I came home.
Yeah, like I said, it's happened a few times. I mean, again, not as nowhere compared to New York, but we've gotten a little bit of it. Brad just sent me this video. You guys, okay? So he did say that they did drop fire. Check this out. This video that he sent. I'm only just going to play just a quick portion of it. This is.
Hey, you only got 2 tabs open.
Check this out. Like what happens in the video. They actually do drop. Yeah, here we go. They drop fire apparently. Like I don't get it.
Sometimes I think, if I'm not about to say, I agree with Brad. I think it's a control burn. It's easier to do it and do a control burn than just to let something burn out of.
Wow.
I have never heard of that before.
Neither have I. I've seen like when they drop buckets of water, but I've never seen them drop buckets of basically.
Now you can see in that area where they had that bare spot to control the fires from spreading.
So it must be like a fire break then.
That's what Sean also said. They do that to try to stop the burn line.
That looks like a flamethrower. I mean, or is it like Is that like gasoline they're using, or is that something else that's generating fire?
No, that looks like fire coming out of there.
Well, here's
It's
the
like a-
thing: is someone sitting down there? Because you see the thing is someone sitting down there doing it. Because I sure enough wouldn't be. You couldn't pay me enough if that's the case.
Yeah, it
Did you
literally
see the
looks like a.
ladder?
I mean, it literally looks like a flamethrower.
Yeah,
That is so bizarre. I have never seen that before.
I haven't either.
Man, that fire though, that is massive. There actually is sound to it. I just muted it because I didn't know how loud it was going to be. So this is all what's coming up over the border.
There's something in that fire that stops the fire from spreading.
Well, now they're using water.
This is where they need to have a good rainstorm come and hit.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Well, here's the problem. I mean, with the wind, even though you got the rain, would the wind make it worse from rainstorms?
There was a, you know, if you guys saw that, there was a little fire tornado right here.
I did see that.
That is just crazy. Yeah, that's where are all those type of rainstorms when we really need them? It's just like you would have expected such a big rainstorm to eventually hit it after, you know, so long.
I wonder if, you know, with all that smoke going up in the air, if that actually kind of helps prevent a rainstorm from coming their way.
It's hard to say.
Wow, I couldn't. You could not pay me enough to do that. I mean, I know it's helping people, but you still couldn't pay me enough.
Yeah.
So, on to another subject. Sean brought up. Anybody watch the show?
Yes.
I did not.
Jeremy,
come
I
on.
don't have those channels.
Oh, that's right.
do you have Discovery Plus?
No.
So, okay, we might just have to do some giveaways, and you just have to get over it, because I'm actually right now trying to go ahead and find on Discovery Plus the Travel Channel so I can be prepared.
Irene, it's Eli Roth's Legion of Exorcists. They started last week, and the second one comes on later tonight. I was gonna say, yeah, Jeremy, I would be surprised if you did have me haven't watched it, because one of our guys is on that show.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to any of the streaming apps. I just don't do it.
See, I've got Discovery Plus through my Amazon Prime, which it does make trying to find everything a lot harder than just going straight to it.
Yeah. I'll just wait till it comes out on DVD if it does.
You could probably get it on Amazon too.
I don't know. Things have gotten weirder about that since streaming.
Yeah, unless if it ever like goes on like Tubi TV, which I love Tubi. That's a great, because you get to watch a lot of that stuff for free.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you don't even have to sign up for an account, because it's just all you just got to do is just play it and you're ready to go. So, you know, the other thing too, I got to say about when they showed the first episode, it was also interesting that just also right before they started Legion of Exorcists, they also began the new season of the Dead Files as well. So it was kind of a premiere for two shows.
It was canceled.
No, they actually. So I'm not sure what the whole circumstance was, but apparently the show had been renewed at some point. They never made the announcement, but Dead Files is getting a change for the season. This season marks the end of Amy Allen's regular appearances. She's only staying on for like the first 4 or 5 episodes, and then she's being replaced by Cindy Kaza, which I think honestly she probably would do a better job than Amy would. But Steve, he's going to be staying. He's not going anywhere.
Okay.
See, I like him.
You know, Amy, I think she's great and all, but I think she's not, with all the crazy faces and stuff she makes, I just don't think she's like really been a huge candidate. But Steve, on the other hand, I always loved, Steve's profession where he researched the history. I mean, Steve, when they first started the show, Steve was kind of almost like who I wanted to be, especially with all the history and stuff. So that's what I always enjoyed about it. I'm glad he is staying, because if he had left, it would have been over. But again, I think Cindy.
Wait, who
Joe!
do we see? Who do we see?
Well. I don't get
Just talking about you.
Volkswagen bandwagon.
I think she was making ramen noodles. She was making a bulk batch of ramen noodles.
Yeah, Dead Files is great. I'm just not crazy about Amy, but I think Cindy will do a lot better.
So about Adrian,
Yeah.
we was hoping to be able to get this going when we started. So Adrian has just arrived, like maybe 5 minutes ago, at the Stanley Hotel. And we are hoping that she's going to be able to join us live from the basement of the Stanley Hotel. But we will see.
I'm excited if she's able to, because that's like and Eileen, this is for you from
I
Joe.
blew her kisses back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, how better can you get than going to such a notorious haunted location? I mean, how often do you get to have the chance to go investigate the Stanley Hotel? Because like I said, trying to get in there, it's expensive as shit.
Let's see if you can.
And you know what's even crazier is that the fact that she had gone to the Stanley Hotel. Honestly, I think it's worth bringing this up because I was going through my memories lately. It's kind of a weird coincidence because Jeremy, guess what I presented on Nick Files last year?
Stanley Hotel.
Yep. 1 year ago today. It was actually part 2, but it's funny how it was just exactly a year that the day I did the show. Now she's actually there.
Yeah, I went there last year. And they had that little hedge mage, which is only maybe knee high. But it's pretty cool. And at the center of the maze, they have this statue of the guy who built the Stanley Hotel.
That was what was his name?
Like F something.
I actually have the I actually have the presentation up because I've been making some corrections lately on it. So that was Freeland Oscar Stanley.
Yeah. Well, he was one of the architects. Henry Rogers is the one who built it.
Yes.
And Stanley Hotel, it's an amazing place to be at. I was hoping to be able to go there this year, but we just didn't have time.
I mean, aside from like the supposed ghost stories, I mean, it's a beautiful building too. I mean, just the architecture. Again, it's just too bad. It's just so expensive as hell to stay there. Because I mean, I actually said this to my mom earlier today because when we visited there back when I was in middle school, it was expensive then, and I said if we had gone back there today, we probably would be begging for those original prices because it's got to be like twice as expensive as it was like back in 2006 when we went.
When I went there, it was $235.
Well, but you all right?
I am. Somebody else is not.
What?
Oh God, I'm kind of scared now of finding out what it is.
You should be.
What am I missing?
Hang on
I
a
don't
second.
know. Oh
Hang on.
God. Is it? I better. I'm gonna go on my Facebook to hide.
So somebody sent me a picture, and at first they thought it was Zach Baggins.
Oh no.
Does that look like Zach Baggins to
Oh,
you?
what? Hey, that's me. No.
Look at that.
Who sent that to you? Who sent that to you?
It was anonymous.
Oh man.
You pimping.
No, and I was not trying to be like Zach. Not the least bit.
But you can see it though.
It may look like it, but I was trying to be professional in that picture. And you can see right to the right of me, you got you see a ghosty that was made by Mike Ricksecker of Haunted Road Media.
I'm sitting there looking at the facial stuff.
Yep, I did have a mustache and beard back then. Oh God damn it! The comments.
What is that?
I think it's like a beat
Oh,
up
that's-
face or a think face.
That one.
No, Sean, I was not a wannabe Zach.
No, he still is, Sean.
No, I. Oh,
But you
damn it!
got to admit, it looks like him.
Okay, Jill, where have you been?
Oh, it's
Are you gonna
a
have to
long
message
story.
me?
And no, Brad, it was not possessed.
I
The
thought
ghost he was
Jill
talking
got
about.
attacked by the 50-foot ramen noodles.
Well, at least Jill agrees with me. It looked badass, that photo. No, I was not possessed. What? What,
Meets
Irene?
woman in his booty?
I'm not touching that one. No way. I am not touching that one.
I am. I'm curious, Irene. What more does Nick need in his booty?
You know what?
That one I ain't touching.
At least Eileen agrees with
No,
me.
I would touch it, but no.
You did smack it though once. Oh, Jill's in witness protection now. That's why. Okay. There you go, Jeremy.
Oh,
Use your
so,
imagination.
so Jill, does that mean Adrian's gone after you too?
If that's the case, as I always do, Jill.
See,
Oh,
Jill,
God.
Jill's touching that comment too. She wants to know.
I don't want to touch anything that deals with Nick's butt.
Yeah, even though you smacked it, although you smack everyone's asses, that's the difference.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, that doesn't count.
No, don't feel special.
See?
And look, when you do it, you have to go underneath the cheeks and do a little cut and push up.
Yeah, it usually scares the hell out of everyone. And yes, you can come hide out with Brad in witness protection, Jill. There you go.
Yeah, because for Jill, when she goes underneath, it's not going to be a little smacky smack. It's going to be a little gropey grope.
Bondage.
Adrian just told me that she is going to see if she can go live, and even if it's just for a little bit outside, she'll pop onto the show.
I'm still right here. I just got to shut a door. My cat's open.
Irene, look what you've done now, because now everybody wants to know about this whole thing. Look what you did. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I'm still recouping from last night. Ugh.
Sean, trust me, it's not going to matter if you're wearing pads or not.
I
It's
don't
not
think so.
matter.
With lots of butter. What?
Irene, you going somewhere deep.
I don't think this is a PG show anymore, Brad.
Mostly it is a PG show. Sometimes
What the hell?
into the PG-13.
What the hell are you talking about, Irene? I have no idea what she's referencing right now, so I'm just gonna move forward. Took Ken out squatching.
Just don't
had a
move
blast.
backwards. Just don't move
Yeah,
backwards.
So Brad, he just recently met up with Greg Bakken, Shar Benedy, Denise, and also got to meet Greg Yost, the Sasquatch man.
Oh, is that right? Really? Well, I mean, I know he met with everybody else. I didn't know he met with the other Greg too.
He got to have an in-person spirit box session with Greg. There you
go. Jill just brought up popcorn. Corn.
Popcorn does sound good about now.
I'm eating runts.
I thought you were eating popcorn for a second.
Nope. See, I took my cashew thing and I fill it with runts because I buy about 2.5 pounds at a time. I'm eating runts.
I actually first thought those were like lemon heads that you were
like
eating.
lemon heads too.
Oh, lemon heads are great. I don't know what it is. I just love lemon heads for some reason. Although I've stayed away from them because I've been going back doing my exercising.
Yeah, this is why I'm gaining weight. So, look, I was at a concert last night because I have to go to a concert. Right now, we're sponsoring what we call Rockin' the Reds. And I don't know if anybody listens to country, but Frank Ray was playing last night. And I was sitting there, I was like, when we were taking pictures, because I was with Easton Corbin a couple of weekends or weeks ago. I was looking at those pictures. I was like, in 2 years, where y'all met me and what I look like now, I have gained so much weight, but I'm sure runts don't help.
See, for me, it's kind of been the opposite because I actually, again, just before I came on, I was on the stair stepper.
I like Boston beans. Yes.
Boston beans.
Those are awesome.
I was on the stair stepper earlier, and then I also did weights, and I'm proud to say some of that weight is finally starting to come off. So it's not much, but it's a great start. So I'm getting there.
Fill me in.
I was able to drink 4 pink Pelicans yesterday with a shot of 99 bananas.
You don't like beans, Brad? Honestly, I don't like them either.
No, but Boston beans are good.
I don't know what those are.
Yeah, what are Boston beans?
Look them up. Google.
Okay, then. What's up, Scott?
What's up, Scott?
Hey, Scott.
Oh, they're little bean candy things.
Yeah,
they're awesome.
See that somebody brings up beans and Scott shows up.
I never knew that. Smelled them somewhere.
I didn't know he liked beans, and apparently Irene likes them too.
Oh, so they're just baked beans.
Okay. Speaking of that, hold on.
No, candy coated peanuts?
Yes. But so let me tell y'all, and for most everybody knows I'm in the South. I have gone X amount of years, 24 years, without I'm Southern, but I'm not a redneck, right? So I'm sitting there talking to my daddy. He was in ICU and he gave us a scare Monday. And so he started talking funeral arrangements. And so I'm sitting there. He's like, hey, I need you to go get a nice black dress. I was like, Dad, I got a funeral dress. Don't worry. He goes, well, and I need you to make sure that everyone has Dr. Pepper and peanuts. And I knew where he was going with this. I said, Daddy, I'm going to be walking across a graveyard with a cooler, dragging a cooler in heels, dragging a cooler to your gravesite so I can pass out Dr. Pepper, Diet Coke, whatever, and everybody individual bags of peanuts. I said, can you call me any more of a redneck if I do that? So my dad's gonna cause me to be a redneck. I mean, he got better. His vitals and all went back up tremendously the next day. But yeah, so my daddy wants me to be a redneck at his funeral.
I just don't get the idea though, like how are beans like associated with like being a redneck? That's what I
no carrying a cooler through a graveyard during a funeral.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
That's what my daddy wants. But no, you take you have to take a couple of sips of your drink, but then you take your peanuts and you put them in your soda.
Okay.
And then you drink it and eat, and you kind of crunch on the peanuts as you're drinking the soda because it's all mixed in together.
I also got another spot of good news. Little Miss Keena hit the honor roll this year in school.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We make sure the dad eats too.
The bad thing, this is like my family's cemetery. So literally everyone in the cemetery is my relatives.
3rd year straight. Wow.
That's good.
That's fantastic.
Shut up, Scott.
I think everybody can see you do it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can kind of picture that too now.
Well, I told him, I said, well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well throw some beer in there.
And maybe throw some beans in that too.
So I started talking to his best friend's son because his best friend passed away a couple of years back, but his son called me and asked about how he was doing and all. And so I was like, well, I guess I could put some George Dickel in there for my daddy and put some, we have this cooler. We have this cooler like completely packed up now. So yeah. I guess I'll put a big old screen, maybe watch. Ooh, I can put a big screen up because he wants me to. It's in the middle of nowhere, so you can't there's no wiring and all. So I got to get Bluetooth speakers, and I got to play some George Jones, Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard, and all that in the background. So maybe I should go get a big screen projector and play some zombie movies. There we go.
Oh, nice. That would be kind of cool.
Y'all think I get it? I get my personality from my father.
Jill sees it now.
I am not this redneck.
Everybody's seeing you this way, unfortunately, Eileen.
We will video it. Hopefully it won't happen for another 10 years, but we will video this. Write
it down so that way you remember. Or just watch this episode so you can remember.
See, he wanted to be cremated. Then we talked about burial. Now it's cremation because we're going to go to Jefferson, Texas, do half of his ashes in Jefferson and bury the other half. And I said, but Dad, he goes, well, why don't you just keep the ashes at your house? I said, because Daddy, I might get your ass. I don't want your ass at my house all the time. I have a morbid sense of humor with my father. My aunt had spina bifida, so she couldn't walk, and we used to tell her we were going to nail her foot to the ground and watch her walk in circles.
Yes.
My family's weird. What can I say?
I think every family's weird.
Mm-hmm. Mine's especially weird.
Okay. That maze that I was telling you about that Stanley Hotel has.
Yeah. Yep, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And this right here, that's where they would have that statue of the guy who built the hotel. Now, this here looks like they're having a wedding, which what a backdrop, having a wedding at the Stanley Hotel.
Imagine.
See, my luck, I would go try to figure out the maze, and I would get lost before my wedding.
I was going to say, imagine the prices
like
you have to pay for a wedding like that.
Only goes up to your knee.
Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind.
It's not
Yeah.
like what you see in this. It's not like what you see in The Shining.
No.
But again, like I said, imagine how much you would have to pay for a wedding there. That's got to be obviously even more expensive than like renting a room there.
Yeah, and here's the one entrance.
Run
The
from-
other entrance is right over here. But all you have to do is just come over here, take a turn, and it's a straight shot to the center.
You know, I agree with what Sean. I like how there's like an S and an H.
You know, I
because that-
just realized that.
yeah, it represents Stanley Hotel. That's kind of a cool design.
Mm-hmm.
Check that out. Yeah, very magical. I don't know what Irene means by breadcrumbs to you.
When I
Eileen.
said I'd get lost. But see,
Oh,
my
the bre-
luck, the birds would come eat the breadcrumbs while I was trying to use them.
No, use beans.
No, because then Scott would come eat them all.
Come by yourself then.
He'd smell them and come.
Well, you know what? That's who said this? Who said this a few minutes ago? Oh yeah, Jill was like, Scott's like, did someone say beans? Yeah, he would probably get there in a heartbeat. Hey, Anton.
Hello, welcome. Oh yeah, I need to get in my LinkedIn and see if I have any messages there since I've been gone for 2 weeks.
Jerry, I gotta ask, because I've been noticing this on your shirt. I keep seeing this yellow, like circle on you. Is that a stain or is that just from light?
This is a sun.
Oh, that's the sun.
Don't lie. He
So I am wearing one of them, like one of them beach shirts. So I got a couple of them for the trip.
I will be at the beach Saturday.
It's awesome being in the mountains. It really is. It's just not awesome driving through the mountains.
Especially the change in air pressure when you're going up in the mountains. Because I heard like the because I recall the air pressure changes.
I did feel a little of that in my ear. But for me, there's a few places when I went to go meet up with Jennifer. Right.
Nick, I'm sending something to the chat. If it ever
Uh-oh.
goes through.
Should I be scared about this one?
No, it's nothing bad. It's not normal.
I was gonna say, is this another picture of me? Oh, okay.
It's the beans. But
Yep,
no,
more
there
beans.
was a few places where I was driving. The road is literally right on the edge. And you look, it's a straight drop down, and there's no barricade there.
Really?
Yeah.
There's
And I'm
another,
like, yeah, right.
it's another
Oh,
tropical
man.
storm. It's another tropical storm developing off Japan again. I didn't hear anything about that.
It's the season for that stuff, you know.
It is. It's really not surprising. I mean, I think for like the typhoon season, for example, they start about a month early, and then over here in the United States and Canada and Mexico, it's June. So something we always got to deal with for both sides, every May to November.
I'm really surprised that the West Coast, like LA, doesn't get hit with these storms.
There's only ever been like 2 times that's ever happened, but they weren't, even when they hit, they weren't full hurricanes. There was one that occurred back in, I think it was somewhere in the 1850s, and then the most recent one.
That's the thing. I'm surprised that doesn't happen more.
Well, and then the other one occurred back in 1939, but it was believed that the reason why LA or any of the Western coast states are never, it's probably because of the Pacific Ocean, because they believe that the waters off the West Coast is too cold for hurricanes or typhoons to sustain themselves.
Yeah.
See, I don't even pay attention anymore. I just when they say something's coming inland, that's when I pay attention.
Sure. Make
That's
sure
right.
you're like
We're going to be riding with Scott.
Yes, we are.
Speaking of which, Scott, we need to talk about when we are leaving because it's going to take a little bit of time picking up Nick. So we may need to leave a day before.
I mean, I'm on the way, but still, yes, it's going to take a little while for me to, for you guys to pick me up. So,
well, I mean, they could just throw you on the hood of the car as they drive by.
Oh yeah, and Irene, yeah, she's not kidding. There's another tropical system off the Philippines. It's going a similar path to what Mauer went through. It's called its name this time is Gutchol or Guchol. I'm not sure how I'm saying it correctly. It's Guhol, Shendeg. It's a typhoon currently.
Cuch?
No, it's Guchol. Guchol. Or Gutchol. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right.
Yeah, I think Gucho is.
Yeah, it's winds are currently up to 90 miles an hour, so that makes it a Category 1. Right off the Philippines. See, it's taken almost exact similar path as what Mauer went through.
Oh man, I'm tired.
Yep. See, yeah, she just typed it in for you, Jeremy. Irene did.
Yeah, I think it's Gucho.
Is that that sounds like a male name? You know, just the sound of it.
I have no idea. No clue. And so far, I haven't heard anything from Adrian since she said that she was going to try.
Well, Irene, I'm just going to say this. Yeah, geez. Yeah, that Japan has been getting hit hard with hurricanes and typhoons and earthquakes over there. But as like before, Irene, I'll definitely keep an eye on this for you. They actually recently had, I don't know if you guys had heard, it's going to sound hard to believe, they actually had a tornado recently in Japan.
They did?
They did, and believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, I mean, they, like such countries don't get as many. Turns out, I know for a fact that Japan and some of the other Eastern Asian countries do get their share of tornadoes. I mean, not as frequently as what we get here, but they do get quite a share of them. So, I mean, I've heard most are usually weak, but there have been a few strong ones that have hit different parts of the country. Oh yeah, they do. They're Disneyland. They get hit hard over there with all these different disasters.
Emily Minshouse was just posting yesterday about dumping fire for the fire in Canada.
So like what I just showed.
Not exactly what you showed, but similar.
You guys also remember too, by the way, we do have a guest for next week, right? You guys remember that?
Who is it again? I remember you saying something, but I can't remember who it was.
It's Kat Hobson. Yeah. I remember you wrote it down. I took a snapshot of it and I sent it to her a few weeks back because, June 15th.
Let's hope that Adrian doesn't get that Robert guy on at that time.
Oh, damn. You're right. Yeah, because we scheduled that we scheduled for Cat's appearance about a month ahead of time. Oh boy. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk to Adrian about that. Oh, and here's do you want me to show that picture you sent, Eileen, of the all the Boston baked beans?
That's up to you, sweet. I wanted to make sure you knew what they were.
Well, I'm sure. Well, actually, I found something else out. I'm sure you're going to know what this is because this came from a movie, but they actually do sell them. Please tell me you know these kind of beans.
Is that
Birdie
jelly
Bots.
bean?
That's the Birdie Bots every flavor beans from Harry Potter.
No, I got the Bean Boozle game.
Yeah, well, these ones, it's like they got like flavors include like marshmallow, fruity tooty, grass, soap, and earwax.
Yeah, do you remember the Bean Boozle game?
What was that last one?
Hold on.
Earwax.
Hold on. I found it while packing. Hold on.
That's why they're called every flavor beans. It's not just like, yes, you get your typical flavors, but it's a flavor of anything you could think of. So,
The Harry Potter beans.
yeah, that's what they're called. Yep, I know the Bean Boozle ones. You know, I'm actually, I can't believe I'm about to say this. I'm actually surprised they haven't made like a Birdie Bots every flavor bean that tastes like dog shit. Imagine if they actually made a Birdie Bot like.
How do you know what it tastes like?
I don't know, but they should have like it had that. Well, what you just showed, they usually have like that little meter and tells you what flavor you're probably eating. Again, I'm surprised they haven't made one like for like dog shit or something.
Yeah, this one's got is it Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks, coconut or spilled milk, caramel corn or moldy cheese, chocolate pudding or canned dog food, butter popcorn or rotten egg, juicy pear or boogers, strawberry banana smoothie or dead fish, berry blue or toothpaste,
Dead
lime,
fish.
yeah, lime or lawn clippings, peach or barf.
There was one too with a boogie.
Yeah, that one. That's what I said. It has. You might get juicy pear, which actually I hated juicy pear anyways, or boogie.
Oh, and guess what, guys? Let's remind ourselves too about another guest that we're supposed to have on just a little month away before Brett's July 32nd appearance.
No, I think I moved it to the 34th.
The 34th. Brad, you fine with that?
I changed it. I have a better guest on the 32nd.
Who's the better guest on the 32nd?
The devil.
Wow.
That will be an interesting show to have on for the 32nd. What's your secret of getting him on? Oh my God, David.
I talked to David earlier today. Thank you very much.
Me too. I wished him a happy birthday.
Oh, no. Who cares about that? But no, I was checking on my brother.
Yeah, how's he been?
He's doing good. He was at home, so we were video chatting. So, I asked him what it's like to be 40 something years old because he's a lot older than me.
Because you're 24.
Right. He's so much older than me. And he's only.
You're 24 and he's 42.
He is 44.
What's up, Todd?
44.
What's going on?
Mwah, just for you, Todd. Mwah.
Hey, Warren. Good to see you.
So, Nick, Saturday, you're going to be here.
Yep.
What's going on with the Bell Mansion? What they got going on over there?
So Mike Ricksecker is having a special event called the Connecting the Universe. It's not like a big Paracon like where I was at OSR a few weeks back. It's really just a limited event because you had to buy tickets for it. And so I'm not really. I think they have a few speakers that are coming and just speak. I'm not really sure how this is working out. I mean, how this is going to work. I still can't get a full picture of it, and the event's not even that long. I mean, it's only about like a 5-hour event. I think it's going like from 1 to 5, I think, maybe a little bit earlier. I could be a little bit wrong on the time, but it's said to be a really fun event. And considering that we're going, understandably, it's also my first time ever going to the Bell Mansion, and
It's
I don't
a really
know.
cool place to go through.
I've heard about it, but you know what? Mike actually gave me the suggestion. I thought about it. I did make it, but I wasn't sure if I'm going to do this. But because he's familiar also with my show, Nick Files, he suggested about me doing a Nick Files episode on the Bell Mansion. So I did, in fact, put a presentation together for the mansion, but I was really surprised that during my research, I couldn't get a lot of information on the Bell Mansion other than what you have on the website. I couldn't even find a lot of the supposed paranormal stories behind it. That was really surprising.
I'm sure Ricky can tell you everything.
Well, and I contacted Ricky. I told him, hey, Ricky, just so you know, I'm going to be coming out to the Bell Mansion. So he knows about the event. So he's going to try to, I think he's going to try to make it out to it. So I might be meeting with Ricky as well. So it'll be great seeing him.
Irene, you're not the oldest because Todd's probably 125.
125? No, are you sure it's not 124?
No, he's nowhere near. He has no numbers associated with mine.
Yep, see, he just said 124.
No, that makes you even 100 older than me. So no. But
Sean
see, Dan is only 25.
All right, it looks like Adrian might be joining us here in just a minute or two.
Sean
right,
says
I'm gonna walk outside so I can see better. So y'all gonna see me walk through the house.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, I'm really excited going to the Bell Mansion. I can't wait. I mean, I don't think we're going to be really able to have time, obviously, to really investigate it. But at the very least, I'm going to be checking it out before the event
Not
starts.
often an investigation with this event.
They never really did say if there was going to be an event, but from what Tom told me, I mean, he was going to be looking for a hotel for us to stay the night. So I thought, well, I'm surprised that there's like no following investigation because what are we going to do after the event's over? So I don't know. I'm hoping that maybe at the very last minute that there is some kind of investigation. Either way, just for obvious reasons, I'm going to be bringing some of my equipment with just in case. Todd, do you want to answer this, Jeremy? Since you know this.
Hold on, real quick, Jeremy. Todd, Michael says hello and he misses y'all. Okay, go ahead.
Bell Mansion is up here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It was built as a funeral parlor. Oh, here's Adrian.
Yeah, back in the 1890s.
Hello.
Hey, Adrian.
Hello.
Hey, guys. That's good of you did it. Hey. So, yeah, there's Mimi.
Mimi.
Okay, so I'm just going to turn the whole camera around because I'm afraid I'm going to mess everything up. But anyway.
Let's put her on
Shut up, Eileen. Eileen.
Mimi.
Oh, yeah, listen to that.
I like Mimi.
Okay, so you're at the site. Yep, I recognize that sign. You are on the east side of the thing, and that far building over there is concert hall.
The concert? No, that's not concert hall. That's
dance hall.
The dance hall, yeah.
Dance hall, yeah.
And then that, and then see if I can back up here far enough.
See, good thing I have the slideshow open so I can remember which locations were.
Now, are they gonna let you do anything like while you're in there?
Yeah. But I don't know that we're gonna record it. But look at this view.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That's gorgeous.
Look at all that is that in the mountains.
The mountains, yeah.
On video, it pales in comparison to actually being there.
Look at the mountains like having a bluish tint, like the ones that were further out in the distance.
Yeah.
They have like a bluish tint to them.
Well, that's how they look when they're further away.
Yeah, I know. It just looks real. It just looks so picturesque.
See the little houses up there?
Yeah.
I know, right there on the edges. Yeah.
Can you imagine trying to get up there in the snow?
Oh my
Nope.
God.
No, I would go nowhere. I would work from home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazon delivery.
Why?
Yeah.
Look at the height of that maze.
Look at that.
See,
Unbelievable.
told you I could get lost.
Yep, there's the main
I
building.
thought they only came up to knee high.
Looks like they obviously have grown.
Told you I'd get lost.
So you're in the other building there. You and I were trying to figure out, Jeremy, that the smaller building that was actually called the Stanley Manor.
Look at that rock up there barely standing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You know, Adrian, I got to say, because not too long ago, I was showing Eileen and Adrian this, but it's funny that you're there now because it was exactly a year ago today that I was doing part 2 on the presentation of the Stanley Hotel on Nick Files.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, funny coincidence.
This is pretty cool.
Is that a
It
sundial?
is. Not exactly a sundial, but I think that doesn't that tell you the distance of?
Yeah. Straight south. That's straight south.
Is that a pool in front too?
No. Well, it used to be. Not anymore.
And I think if you turn around, Adrian, you're right in front of that. Yep.
Yep,
Right.
there it
That
is.
one?
Yep.
Yep.
That's the one that's at the center of the maze.
Yep.
Oh man, what a classic!
Yeah, we're meeting another team here from Ohio.
From Ohio, jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the same team that that Mimi and I hooked up with. He's a full-blooded Indian, and she is new to paranormal.
So is it just you, them, and Mimi?
Yeah.
You know, I-
Zach didn't come along.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Nope.
where's Zach?
It's
No.
girls trip. What are you talking about, Jeremy?
Zach just goes, I'm going to stay home. I'm not sure what that building is down there.
That I think might be. I see. It's too bad we can. If you were able to zoom in, I might be able to
Just
know
walk
exactly.
down there, Adrian.
I am not walking down there. You have lost your mind. I just ate, and it was hell getting up this hill. You lost your mind.
He doesn't need to zoom in.
Is that the concert hall or was
I'm not
that-
sure.
I'm looking through the slideshow right now because I have pictures of the different
That's
buildings
Sarah.
of the hotel.
That's Sarah. That's part of our team. That's Lord. That's the rest of the team there.
That is the Aspire Hotel
Right.
and Spa.
Yep, that's it.
Paranormal
You're
team
right.
is here.
I'm supposed to be on this show tonight,
Hi there.
so I made an appearance.
Yeah, we're gonna do some broadcasting live.
Okay, Lord says we're going to broadcast live.
Awesome.
So what shows are on after ours? Can they just do? Is there any shows on that they can do live?
I think it's you.
I don't think so. Is there, Jeremy? Or
I don't have access to the schedule right now.
uh,
I'm in
She
wrestling
was
downstairs.
That's right in there, yeah.
sorry, there's a lot of feedback.
Go to that
We'll
maze.
go on mute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you'll meet him.
There we go. Go ahead, Eileen.
Oh, I was just wondering if there's any shows on after ours. I don't have the schedule in front of me to know if can she go live on the network?
Let me double check. I want to say no, there
I was-
isn't.
I was gonna say I don't think there is. Oh, and Eileen, I wanted to share this comment what Jill said. Here, if you're 24, I am forever 21. The store.
But baby, I gotta be older than 21 because at 21, I have to get beyond that stage of my life.
All
To
right.
go in here and
Oh, she's inside. All right,
figure
let's
out
put
what
this
we're
on
doing.
cellular.
So I'm gonna get off here.
Love you guys.
I thought she was going to show us
Bye,
inside.
Mimi.
Oh, she's in
Silver.
Oh
the
yeah, this is
She's inside, but she's getting off. That's why I thought she was going to show us around.
basement. So
Yeah. Wow.
all right. So here we go,
There's the baby.
and I'll let you all know what happens. Love y'all. Bye.
Take care, Adrian.
network. Bye. So the building that she was looking at that she didn't know, that is called the Aspire Hotel and Spa, and that is actually on Stanley property.
Yes,
So
it is.
what I heard or what I read Todd wrote was that he's going to get me and Leanne tickets to go there, but spend a bunch of time in the spa. I saw that. Someone must have just deleted it, but I saw that in the chat. And he's even buying the plane tickets for us to go.
Really?
And he's not going.
That's weird.
I think I saw that. I'm leaving Michael at his house.
Leave me at his house.
No, Michael, my husband.
Oh,
is
Michael.
left
Oh,
over
okay.
with Todd, and he's going to send me and Leanne off. I think I read that somewhere. Yeah, I think Jeremy deleted it.
I'm trying to find out where the hell is that. I know I had a picture of the what was the building called again, Jeremy, that you were looking for? I mean, that you found for us?
The Aspire Spa.
The
Just look for
Aspire.
Yeah,
Spa.
I could have sworn I had a. Oh, it's sometimes so frustrating when you make these long slideshows. I could have sworn that I had a slide on it. Jeez, where the hell is it?
But all in all, Stanley Hotel, the entire property is just gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. You know, I'm really surprised that when Adrian was showing us around, I'm really surprised it wasn't as packed as it should be because, you know, obviously with the summer coming up, you would have expected there'd be more people
It's 7
coming out.
o'clock, though.
It's what?
It's 7 o'clock there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so all the major tourism is over.
I don't get what Lauren's laughing at at Eileen for.
because of what I was saying about Todd.
Oh, okay.
See, and Todd, you know, I'm not going to pretend like maybe he got off. I'm just going to say he's agreeing. That's why he's not commenting.
So just your typical ladies trip.
Yeah. And Todd's paying for everything.
There you go.
Next year, when I come back through Colorado, I am going to try to go back to the Stanley Hotel.
Oh man, I would do anything to go myself. Did you guys hear that you remember like years ago, like one of the other buildings that they had there, which not to bring up Ghost Adventures, that one building that used to also operate as a hotel on the same property that closed down in the 70s. You guys remember hearing about that one building? It was the Carriage House. That's what it was. It was the motel that closed in the 70s, but I found out that they're actually planning on reopening it. And I think they're gonna reopen it as a restaurant.
No, I don't know.
He knows better.
Hey, Jeremy, when you come through town in a couple of years, whatever, are you going to have to be going straight or can you stay anytime in Vicksburg?
I can well, depends on what my situation is, but I can arrange it to where I can stop for a couple of days.
I'm about to say, well, I mean, even if you just do like a night and if you have time, I can show you around Vicksburg. Because Vicksburg's, I mean, you've got to at least hit it. If you're into Civil War at all, I mean, you've got to do Vicksburg.
I would love to do that myself if I was able to.
because it's where it ended. I mean, at the siege of Vicksburg.
Right. Well, if you look at someone like, similarly, like same with Lauren, where she's not too far from like Gettysburg in Pennsylvania.
No, I think she's talking Pittsburgh, Mississippi.
Well, no,
Vicksburg.
I know that. I know that. I'm just saying that there's just kind of a similarity between like how
Right.
you live near close to Vicksburg. Lauren lives close to Gettysburg. Well, not close, but not too far away. What's going on, Joe? Good to see
Hey,
you.
Joe.
Listen, she's probably like me because Vicksburg's probably about the way my
Yeah,
husband drives is like
Okay,
20
it's right
minutes
on the
from me.
Mississippi River.
Yeah, like if my husband's driving, it's like 20 minutes from here, but normally it's 45 minutes.
So is Vicksburg? Is that like right on the Mississippi Louisiana border? If it's right next
Yeah.
to the
Cross the
Mississippi River.
bridge to get into you cross the bridge to get in Louisiana, and when Louisiana you could be, when I was growing up, you could be 18 to drink, but in Mississippi you had to be 21, so we would all cross the bridge and go get our daiquiris.
That's so weird how they would have like two different types of drinking laws just from
Well,
across the state border.
It took the federal government to say they were going to hold federal funds because it was worth it for them to hold the federal funds because of all the tourism that Louisiana, especially like New Orleans and all, was getting. So they were making their own money. But I think after a while they kept holding other stuff, and so finally Louisiana brought their drinking age to 21.
Yeah, I should be able to schedule to work everything around so I can spend a day down there.
Well, if you do, I would recommend, of course, I want to come get you and take you around, but if you want to stay at a haunted location, stay at the McNutt House.
I've heard of that place.
I've investigated there several times, and the owners are super sweet. Actually, there's an episode that David's in.
Guys, I'll be right back.
Okay, on the one with Ghost Brothers and then the Osborne guy. They were doing the show, and you can see where David and them are in a room, and a door opens by itself. So yeah, you could definitely. That's a pretty cool location to stay at. Oh my God, sweetie, I'm glad that you're okay.
Yeah.
So that would definitely be a good location to stay at.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely make sure I schedule enough time for me to stay there. Hey, Scott.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, because that is a couple years away, and we're gonna try to get the tournament, our part of the tournament in March, so that it's not so hot and muggy down there when we get there.
Because where is it at again?
Baton Rouge.
Okay. Now there's a guy in if you want to get some card readings done, there's a guy in Gonzales, Louisiana I can get you into, because he is a good card reader.
Okay, that's right by Baton Rouge.
Because I got a property down in Zachary, Louisiana. I'm feeling it too.
Yeah, I'm tired, and I haven't even done my writing for the day. I still got to do that.
Like I said, we were at the concert last night, and no, it's a free concert. We just sponsor it, but we have a boat that we get on, and oh gosh, you're gonna be in Ocean Springs. Oh my gosh, Scott, no, you can't be. I'm actually gonna be in Bay St. Louis Saturday, but anyways, but the concert ended right around 8:00, and we were still up there at the bar until about 10 o'clock last night. And that's after working all day.
Early for a concert.
Well, it's a free concert. Some of these, like I said, I don't know who listens to country, but we had Easton Corbin a couple of weeks ago. Walker Hayes has been to the concert a couple of years ago. He came to this one. We catch them when they're in between, like driving in between shows, and they come and, like I said, it's a free concert. Thompson Square came this year.
Okay.
Like I said, Frank Ray was last night. Scott, let me know, and I can probably get a place to stay down there and come visit you for a brief second. Well, never mind. I'll see you later on. Never mind. I forgot about that. I don't see too many
Yeah,
times here.
I am looking forward to Baton Rouge. I always have a good time out there. Last time we were there, we actually went on one of the ships, and there was a restaurant on one of the ships that we went and ate at.
Do you gamble?
Hey, Scotty.
I don't.
Okay, about to say, because in Vicksburg's where all the casinos are.
No.
You
I
guys gonna
don't
use-
gamble money. I enjoy having my money.
I was gonna say, you guys are not gonna do any gambling.
I don't
Now,
gamble.
my husband always tends to double his money, so I don't ever say anything. And then, of course, they give us free money a lot.
I always do gamble, but I try not to be careful with it.
You try not to be careful. That's what I do.
I just given like no more than like $20 because my friend Tom and I, we never really been able to photograph it or film because I heard casinos don't really allow you to take pictures all the time when you're playing. But it's become like a tradition for me and Tom whenever we go on these Paracon road trips. If there's a casino nearby, we're gonna go to it. And there's one game that we often like to play there. It's you guys will probably know how this is, and this is how they say. This is how when you get a win. It's Buffalo. You guys know
Oh,
that game?
yeah.
Yeah, we love that. We love that.
See,
game.
I play quick hits.
Quick heads. Yeah, I like Buffalo. Every
Yeah,
time they
I
yell it
always
out.
see the Buffalo.
Yeah, every time whenever we got a win, we would always yell that out.
I'm trying to remember which ship we went to that we ate on. I used to have a bag that came from Hollywood Casino there in Baton Rouge, but I don't think that's where we ate on the ship. But
You guys read this before about Joe, right?
Yeah, we read that a few minutes ago.
I knew that already. He messaged me about it previously.
Yeah, I'm glad he's obviously not perfect, but I'm glad he's much better.
He always says, he's a vampire, so he's gonna live forever. But yeah, it definitely did give us quite a scare. So I'm glad to know that he's doing better.
Let's see here. Where
The weirdest thing is when I gamble, I don't know what it is, but it's like every time I gamble first, I mean, I've made a few wins, but it seems like most of the time I'm the one who loses. And then Tom, on the other hand, when he goes, he wins like hundreds of dollars. It actually pisses me off sometimes.
That's my husband. We'll go and gamble, and we'll both take the same amount of money, and I'm done within. Depends on the machine, of course, but I mean, I'm done within an hour. He's just steadily playing, and he's not even touched his money yet. He's touched what the boat gave him on the card. I'm like, you stupid. But the other day we were walking out. He was up to like $400, and then he got it down to, I think, like, I forgot what he got it down to. So we go to the high roller section. Second roll, we doubled our money. I was like, cool beans. We're there. We're done.
See, I've also done, like what Irene said, Tom does this more, but I've done a few lottery tickets too. But obviously when you're doing lottery tickets, most of the time you really don't win anything.
Now, one thing, because we just got scratch offs in lottery here about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. So we all again drove to Louisiana, because 45-minute drive, and got our lottery tickets and scratch offs. So when I would drive to Texas, I would stop right in Delhi, the very first exit, get my scratch off, do it. Then if I won, I'd wait a little bit, go to another store, get some more. The whole way, it would take me so long to get to Texas that because I kept stopping to get more scratch offs, and then on the way back I did the same thing because Texas didn't have it either.
So
It's just so long to drive to anyway.
yeah. Isn't that
Well,
like
Louisiana's pretty quick. Mississippi, it depends on where you're coming, compared to, is pretty quick. I mean, if you go north south of Mississippi, it's like 6 hours to go from North Mississippi to South Mississippi. And but then once you hit Texas, oh my gosh, it's like
Yeah.
5 days to get through Texas.
I was gonna say, isn't Texas like the second largest state after Alaska?
No, it's the
I
largest.
think it's
Oh,
the
I thought because I've seen maps, it almost looked like at times Alaska looked even bigger, but okay, so then I guess it's Texas that's the
Hold on,
largest.
let me.
I thought it
It
was
takes
Alaska.
me 3 hours to get from central Mississippi to Shreveport, Louisiana, which is the border of Texas, Louisiana. It takes me 3 hours.
No,
It took me
Alaska is
15
bigger.
hours to get to, I think it's 15, to get to Ballinger, Texas, which is almost the other side of Texas. So 12 of those hours just to get through and not even be on the other side of Texas. I mean, not be on the border of Texas yet.
What were you saying, Jeremy? Did you look it up or?
Alaska is bigger.
No, I was right then. Yeah, Texas is the second largest.
I thought it was the biggest, but maybe no one drives through Alaska to know.
Well, there
You can't
are.
drive straight to Alaska like you can Texas.
No, you can't. I mean, Alaska does have roads, but it obviously doesn't have as many roads compared to like what do you see in other states. I mean, like a road, like what was that one town in Alaska? Oh my God, this is like it's like, damn it, what was that?
Anchorage?
No, it's not Anchorage. It was during the Serum Run that occurred in 1925 in Alaska. Nome, Alaska. It was Nome. I mean, it is a popular area. They do have cars, but to this day, I mean, at least I don't know if it's changed since, but there are no roads to get to a town like Nome. Like you either have to fly, or believe it or not, and they still do this. They still do this today. You have to use mush dogs to get to a town like Nome.
Way up, because one of the things I have to do on the high up there.
The one interesting thing that I heard about Texas, but I don't know if it's true, is that when Texas was ratified as a state, there was a clause in there saying that if they wanted to, they had the option of splitting the state up into 4 new states.
Yes, there was like 4 or 5 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about Texas, it is literally so different from one town to another there. You've got Austin, which is more your hip, whatever, basically everybody from California is moving to Austin. And then you've got your, like your Jefferson, Texas, which is more your cowboy areas. You've got your Dallas, which is your city people, but they're still on that cowboy level.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Houston. I mean, it's just everywhere you go, it's just so different.
Yeah, and it's the same too. Also with some of the other towns like Fort Worth and San Antonio. It's just like because it's like some people always think you think of a state like Texas. It's mostly like a state where there's cowboys and cattle and stuff. And in fact, that is true. Depending
and you got
where you are.
billionaires, tons of billionaires over there.
I mean, in fact, it's true, but yes, there are a lot of times where it's different from one of the others. And when you mention, like, for example, Austin, like people from California, we've even had people from Chicago that have moved down to Austin. So it's really.
See, my nephew lives in. It was so funny because my dad grew up in Texas, but we were between Washington State and here. Me and my siblings were raised not in Texas. Now, my one nephew lives in Austin. Another nephew lives in Melissa, which is north of Dallas. My sister's in Plano. My other sister's in the Fort Worth area. I got some in-laws that live in Houston. I mean, it's like my entire family. I got Plano, Melissa, Irvin. Everybody's just all up in Texas now.
Wasn't there one time?
My cousins live in Dallas.
Yeah.
See, my sister, one of them lives in Plano, which is just right outside of Dallas. But Plano is beautiful.
See, and obviously, as you guys know, I mean, obviously, with so many of these paranormal connections we got, obviously, I know people just about all over Texas. Like, there's not really one area that I know of that I
Anton,
don't have anybody. Yeah, Anton, as an
where
example.
in Texas do you live?
And yeah, Irene makes a good point. They don't drive; they just need a bullet train to travel there, or they fly. And yes, Joe, this was something involving what I was just mentioning about Nome, Alaska. That was again where the serum run occurred in 1925. That was involving the famous dog Balto, which he's one of the most famous dogs in history.
And Sean, on my mom's side, all
Yeah.
my aunts and uncles live in Washington State. My brother still lives in Washington State. He lives in Boa, Washington, and he does the ferry, or he used to do the ferry. I don't know if he still does. That takes you back and forth to Alaska. My aunts live in Ferndale, Blaine, Birch Bay, and I'm from Bellingham, and then I got family in Oregon.
Anton lives in Weatherford, which is west of Fort Worth.
See, you know what I love the most about Texas, which is kind of getting to be different now because they're everywhere, is Buc-ee's. Okay, sorry, had to. Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's. Trying to
Oh
think
my gosh. You have got, if you ever see a Buc-ee's, you've got to stop at Buc-ee's.
I'm gonna have to look what that is. Keep in mind, I'm a Chicago guy. I've never been down to Texas.
We're
at all.
finally getting a Buc-ee's down, I think in Hattiesburg, maybe we're getting a Buc-ee's, and everyone's taking a road trip to Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's. Okay, so
You
is that like
gotta
is that a restaurant or
No, it's a gas station.
Oh, it's a gas station. Okay. Oh,
It's a gas station. I mean, it's a store. It's everything. It's got like 50 bathrooms.
50
Like women's bathrooms, like 50 bathrooms.
What?
So basically, it's like a truck stop.
No, it's not a truck stop
It's
either.
it's like a convenience store.
It's
Just a gas station.
they sell clothes. They
looks-
sell.
It
See,
reminds-
they have a deli. They have. I mean, you name it, Buc-ee's has it.
It looks just like something like what Costco does because it's like a grocery store. If it's got like gas stations or anything, that's what like Costco has.
There's like 100 pumps. Not really, but like
I'm
100
not
pumps.
spelling it right.
You could BUC-EES.
I wrote down BUCKY because that's how I thought it was supposed to be.
BUCEE.
But you got to put the dash. And yes, and everything's clean. There is this one guy who goes to Buc-ee's, and he was going to use every stall at every Buc-ee's around him.
That is so weird that I've never heard of that. But yeah, it's like mostly down in Texas.
They started in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. But then,
Yeah.
like I said, we're getting one. I know
You got a beaver on it?
Ocean Springs.
Yeah.
Yes, a beaver.
I just
Yeah.
found that's the mascot.
When we were
And-
at the concert last night, the guitarist was wearing a Buc-ee's shirt, and we're all like, at the end of it, he comes over and talks to us, and we're like, Buc-ee's, yes, Buc-ee's. So we had a Buc-ee's conversation.
I'm
You have to
actually. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Eileen.
I've got the Buc-ee's mug. I've got Buc-ee's shirts. Buc-ee's is the thing.
I'm just
Tell me if I'm
surprised-
wrong, Anton. Tell me if I'm wrong. Buc-ee's is like the place.
I'm just surprised that I'd never heard of this place because it says here as of March of 2023, they have 44 active locations across Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, South Carolina, Tennessee, and of course Texas.
Well, we were going to Orange Beach last year. We passed a Buc-ee's. The girl that was driving, she goes, Eileen, I'm not stopping. I said, no, you gotta stop at Buc-ee's. You gotta stop at Buc-ee's. So I made her stop at Buc-ee's.
There's an article linked on their website that they won an award for cleanest bathrooms in the United States.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
But there's no way. The place can be packed because there's so many bathrooms. There is no wait for. You know how women's bathrooms are always like. Remember the first time I walked in, I saw all the people that were going to the bathroom. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be in this line forever. Went straight to a stall. It's like, holy crap.
Okay, world records. World's largest convenience store. World's longest car wash.
What? No
They
way.
have an employees parking lot at the one in Gulf near Ocean Springs.
Some
Conveyor.
Hello Kitty goods there. I mean, here. She's talking about the stores they have in Japan. Jill's
Jill,
been
you
to a
spelled
bar.
it wrong. Jill, you spelt it wrong. I take
Yeah.
your Southern card. You have no ties to the South. I took your Southern card away.
Do they have because like the grocery store that I work at has like a cafe area. Does Buc-ee's have that too, or like a hot food area for like people to sit
I'm
and eat?
talking. They have. Tell me, Anton. I know there's much more. They have like smoked sausage. They have, and I'm not talking about running through a little thing that's been sitting there all day. I'm talking pulled pork sandwiches where they're cooked the pork and they pull the pork. They've got regular salads. They've got Buc-ee's peanuts. They've got bakery there. They've got
Any beans?
I'm sure they have beans. I mean, they've got you name it. I think they even have a steak sandwich or something.
Here, I'm gonna type it out for Jill.
BUC-EES.
Actually, you forgot something too.
Oh, the apostrophe.
The apostrophe. See, I even do that.
Apostrophe. You know it because you're looking at it right now.
Okay, so this actually leads me to another question about Buc-ee's. Is yes, she is. She's too California.
Yeah,
raised.
no, you have no Southern card now.
You know what?
I'm on board with the Southern card.
I should have said that earlier. I'm too Illinois raised, so that's why I don't know anything about this. So, but what I was gonna say was because it just seems like everything's being taken over by this company. Is Buc-ee's in any way, shape, or form like owned by the Kroger company, or is it its own independent company?
Oh, so it's Kroger. See, Kroger had been around here. Excuse me, my Southern card. I gotta say it. Say it, Anton. My Kroger's card. It's been around forever because it's Kroger's. We're going to Kroger's. It's Kroger.
Oh, it's Kroger. Yeah.
Kroger's. And but no, I mean that's Publix. So I mean they've been around for years and years and years. But I don't know if they would own it or not. But I know we're getting our first Aldi's here in a couple of months, which I hit Aldi's in Dallas area for Plano, but.
Don't you guys have all these down in Mississippi?
We're getting our first one here. They're building it now.
Oh, so you guys are getting a lot of things like this Buc-ee's and all these like first time now.
It's Buc-ee's. You can't just say Buc-ee's. It's Buc-ee's.
Again, like what Joe said, I'm too Illinois raised, so I didn't know anything about Buc-ee's.
Anton, I need some backage. I need some backup here. Come on now.
You know what this
means?
means?
Buc-ee's with enthusiasm.
Jeremy, you know what we're going to have to do when we go down to Kentucky, right? We're going to have to go to Buc-ee's because they have apparently one down in Kentucky. I don't know if it's in Louisville, but it is in that state. We should just go just to tell Eileen we went to one.
I'm
Put
not
it
going
this way. My Buc-ee's cup.
What Jeremy?
Buc-ee's cup. Oh,
What
I'm not
Jeremy?
going anywhere else but Waverly. Kentucky.
my Buc-ee's mug is about just as important as my Nightmare Before Christmas cup.
Oh man.
Hold on, let me see if my Buc-ee's cup is here.
You know what? Since you brought that up, Eileen, I gotta say this right now for both of you guys. And this is so you brought up the Nightmare.
It's not happening.
No. Okay, so since you brought up the cup, Eileen, first off, actually have it right here. Oh, you can't see it with the green screen. Damn it. Okay. So what I was at, but that wasn't what I was going to bring up. Do you guys realize that? Okay, so we just recently entered the month of June, right? Just a few days ago.
I think so, yeah. I think so. Pay bills.
No, so we're in the month of June, and obviously we're just a few weeks away already now before we enter July. I am probably going to predict that a month from now, in the later part of July, after 4th of July is over, we're going to start seeing Halloween stuff being put out in grocery stores. Because,
Hi, Chris.
hey, listen, Chrissy's in the house.
Oh no. Hold on. I gotta cut you off. Chrissy, my friends answer their phones. Just saying. But go ahead. Go ahead, Nick.
No, like, because obviously I know from experience, like, because the grocery store that I work at, they started putting out Halloween decorations in the later part of July. So that's just about a month from now. We're going to start seeing that stuff being put out. I can guarantee and predict that's going to happen.
I'm sitting here laughing because I'm waiting for Chrissy's response on that one.
And Eileen, by then you can get your cup then.
Yeah, you can send it to me. That was the point. Even if I find it, I'm gonna have to call you and say, I need you to come down here and get this for me. See, Chrissy, you went easy on that one. I've been calling Chrissy and she's been tied up with baseball, so she never answers. So I called again today and she didn't answer. So I said, I'm done with y'all. I'm so done with y'all. So then they called back, but I was on the phone with someone who loved me, who answers the call, David Childers.
Irene, I'm not surprised because they and not only do they put out their Halloween stuff in Costco, they even sometimes put out their Christmas stuff. Jeez. It got so quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm fixing to get off here because I got stuff I need to do.
Well, I gotta get ready to watch the show anyway, because I gotta support my brother.
There you go.
Jeremy,
Another reason.
Did Adrian ever get back to you, by the way, about for next week's episode? For
yeah, we're good on that.
Okay, so we'll be able to have Kat Hobson on for next week.
Yeah, so I need to go fishing for a picture of her so I can make up a banner.
I was actually, you just took the words right out of my mouth. I was gonna say, I can message her right afterwards and ask, just like I did with Ursula, to have her send a picture, and then I could send it to you.
That'll work.
Is that sunspot still on your shirt, by the way? I'm sorry, I keep noticing that.
Yeah.
It's
Got
part
the
of the
sun right
shirt.
here, got palm trees right here. And then
It looks like a sunburn almost. I'm sorry, Jeremy. I keep getting distracted by that spot.
Okay, so now we know he looks at your nipple because it's
can't
right.
you see the palm, can't you see the palm trees?
No, you
No,
can't.
I can't see it at all. No,
Now
still
you
well.
can.
I mean, you can see the
But
outline
now,
of it,
now
but
you
you
just
can't
let
see.
your nipple be closer to Nick. See, even Irene said it looks like a boob.
Okay,
It's not.
I know it's
And,
not,
and it's not food stain. It's the sun.
and it's not a sunburn either.
I think Nick was just trying to see your nipple.
Another one for the other side. I actually had one other thing I thought I should tell you guys just before we get off. It's actually something that I can't make any guarantees on, but did any of you guys see me on Paranormal and History last night with Scott?
I hate to say this, I have not been on quote unquote Facebook other than to post in probably several weeks.
So I don't want to make any guarantees, but when I was on Scott's show last night, there was this girl that was watching the show. I don't want to give out her name, but I found out she lived in Chicago. Oh, actually, she lived down in a town called Naperville, which is an hour away.
So she lives in Illinois.
Oh, geez, here we go with the S again with the state. Yeah, she lives not too far.
You
And I
almost
think-
said it.
What?
I said you were gonna say it, but go ahead.
No, I wasn't. I was not going to say it the way you do.
What is
See,
what do I say?
even
What do I
Chrissy
say?
agrees with me.
What do I say, Nick? Nick, what do I say?
I am not saying that because even Chrissy agrees with me. Thank you, Chrissy.
I know it bothers the mess out of him, guys. So I always have to say it.
Yeah, and I don't know. I cannot make any promises, but I felt like Scott was setting me up with somebody. I wish I could say more, but I really can't. But we'll see, because guess what? Not only has she been looking for other folks to invest, like to meet up with, but I think she even wants to do some kind of podcast of like haunted locations in Chicago.
So you swiping right, not left, right?
What? Oh, do I
Paranormal
dare?
Tinder.
Do I dare
said
even
set me
ask what
up.
that means?
You said set me up, so it's the paranormal Tinder. So you swiped right, not left.
Yeah, see? Look what. Oh, I didn't know you lived in Illinois, Chrissy, but guess what?
It was probably Illinois when you lived there, Chrissy. But when Nick's around, it's Illinois.
No. We'll talk about that later. And guess what? Anton spelled Bucky's for you wrong.
Nick,
And-
this
and
is
you
highly-
spelled
you
it wrong.
already know this is not up for discussion.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to say I just out of frustration. But we'll see how things go. I don't know what's going to happen, but it'll be awesome to be working with someone who's from my area. So fingers crossed. Irene, I'm not saying
You
anything.
said it, Nick. You
I am
said
not
it.
going. I am not going there.
And on that note,
Yeah. So Jeremy, what do we got coming up soon?
next week we have Kat Hobson coming on.
Paranormal Experienced.
Yep. So we're looking forward to that one.
And Eileen, I think, well, I might have told you about her before, but she's kind of not too far from here geographically. She just lives in the next state over. I think she lives close. I mean, I know it's still far, but she lives down in Birmingham, Alabama.
That's a little bit. It takes me 80 miles to get out of Mississippi and to head to Birmingham.
Okay, yeah. So,
I have to pass Cuba to get to it, though.
oh, really? Okay. There's a town called Cuba in Mississippi, or is it
Actually,
Alabama?
I took my son one time. I said, "Baby, we were on a road trip, just driving around." And so I said, "Guess what? Guess what? I'm taking you to Cuba." He said, "Mama, they were going the wrong way for Cuba." And we went into. I said, "You're in Cuba."
Is it in Mississippi or is it in
Yeah.
Alabama?
It's in Alabama. It's about 3 or 4 exits into Alabama after you leave Meridian.
Oh, so it's like right along the Mississippi-Alabama border.
Yeah.
Irene. Oh my God.
See, I'm the stupid mom that does that to my kids, saying, "Hey, baby, I'm going to take you to Paris, and we'll go to Paris, Texas, or I'm taking you to Rome. We'll go to Rome, wherever." Then, there's one place down south that's a country in Europe, but it's the name of it's in Mississippi. So I take my kids there and tell them we're going there. Tell them we're going to Rome, and I take them to Rome.
Might be able to meet up with Kat then, because like I said, she's really awesome. Like I said, I've been a guest myself on her show a few times. She's really great to work with. And also, Jeremy, I just heard back from Tom, by the way. Now he finally gets back to me. So here's a little update for you. Didn't find any cheap hotel yet, so he's still searching.
Cheap hotel?
Just go stay at Chrissy's. I'll put you up at Chrissy's.
I actually kind of did. When we went to DeadCon 2 years ago, because for the majority of the night before we had to go back for day 2, I was spending most of my time with Ricky and Chrissy in their hotel room, just chatting with them. I don't know. I'm not sure why, but Tom was freaking out about it. Like, I was only just a few doors down from him. I don't know what he was so freaked out about. I was like, Tom, I know these guys. See, even Chrissy remembers.
After I dropped you off, wasn't it?
Well,
Yeah, it was.
if
You're right.
you're on Chrissy and Ricky, I'd be a little freaked out too, because they freak me out. Chrissy scares me.
I can handle her. And you know what? Oh, there's one in Texas named Cuba. And we also have a Cuba Road here in Illinois.
Chrissy's mean to me, so I mean, she scares me. I'm so nice and gentle.
Christy isn't mean. She just gives you a lot of tough love.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's tough love.
I'm nice and innocent, and yeah.
Well, don't forget, Anton, there's also the Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hey, but Anton, I have been to Paris, Texas, but I've been to Paris.
Chrissy says she's the angel, so there you go.
She might be the angel, but she's the one that fell.
Bullshit.
My halo still stays up.
Guys, I forgot. I don't know if you guys have noticed what today is, by the way. Have you guys seen any posts lately of what it's kind of a special day for a particular film, especially within our paranormal community? Do you guys know that today is Ghostbusters Day?
Is it?
Did not.
Yeah, it is. Those horns on the pointy tail. Is she like? Is she supposed to be like a fallen angel? I think. Yep, and here's well, that's sad.
You know, when Chrissy screamed my name there just a second ago,
And you can hear it too. I heard it too.
I can hear it. I heard it.
I couldn't hear that.
You know, she is like, as I would put it, Chris, is like the only one that even if she types, you could still hear her voice, like respond to what we're talking about.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I heard that loud and clear. I may be over 100 miles away, but I heard that damn in a heartbeat.
Oh, really? I didn't. That's pretty cool, Anton.
Check it out.
So okay, so it's time to wrap up.
Yes, you are.
I love you, my sweet girl.
So
Only
don't
'cause I'm scared
forget
of her.
Discovery Max and Travel Channel Legion of Exorcists. So give that a watch.
Be ready for this, guys. What Irene just said.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely support the people. And I say paranormal field loosely because it is different from paranormal, but I mean these are people that we talk to. These are people that it's not just some people that are just got a show together. These are our colleagues. So support the show. Help them out.
These are the guys that deal with things that most of us have no business dealing with.
That we hope we never come encounter.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I have kind of encountered something like that, and I'll tell you right now, it's not pretty. I mean, like people will say that's awesome. You get to experience something like that. It really is not. It's not really something I'm very proud of. In fact, there's actually times that I sometimes kind of regret, witnessing something like that myself. So it's not.
You
sticks.
couldn't help it.
What's that?
You couldn't help it.
I couldn't help it. I never actually took part in it. I just witnessed it. But, when you witness something like that, it changes your life forever. I mean, it takes a while for something like that to settle in, and it never leaves.
And
Oh,
Irene, send me the link when it comes out, sweetheart. I'm all about supporting. I mean, I would rather sit here and support anyone on this screen, chat or on screen, than people that I don't know. Even though, yes, I know some of them and they're great people, but y'all are who mean more to me.
It's funny that you brought it up because again, Nikki, who also was part of Night Watchers, I know we've been trying to bring Night Watchers on. I'm not sure what's going on. I did send an email to them, but I haven't heard from them. Well, I mean, I heard from them briefly, but I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, it's for Night Watchers it's for Night Watchers in Australia, Irene. So she's in Night Watchers Paranormal Japan. Because I know the Australian chapter has a show of their own, but I'm still waiting to hear back. Nikki said she was going to try to speed things up.
Okay.
And then,
Yeah, just let me know.
Yeah, then of course I haven't heard back from that other show that I told you, which Eileen, I don't know if you heard about this. We're not sure if we're going to make this like fully permanent, but we're going to give it a shot. But I've been in contact with another podcast host who is, as far as I know, he runs the only paranormal podcast show in Central America, Honduras to be exact. But I haven't heard from the next couple of days. Now, understandably, a country like Honduras, which is a mostly Spanish-speaking country,
Right.
yes, he does speak Spanish. He did tell me that he doesn't really know that much English, but his daughter is teaching him currently. So, again, I'm not sure how this is going to run. It also depends on when he does his show, which, as far as I know, the show is only called Central Paranormal Investigation Honduras. And that's all I know. But we'll see how time goes by. It's nice that we're finally getting to other countries and even kind of allowing, different languages. But again, hopefully some people know Spanish. That's not Spanish. There's
plenty of people out there that know Spanish.
Well, and that's basically what I was thinking. But you know what? And I told you this, Jeremy. I mean, even if, like, let's say the majority of the audience didn't know, he also does run the show on his own page. So he does have that Spanish-speaking demographic audience on that page. Maybe not on things, but at least on his page. But either way, if it works, it'd be awesome to have him on.
We'll just see what happens.
Fingers crossed again. Yeah, Daniel, that's why I was trying to contact Irene. Yes, I still don't speak Japanese. I don't really speak other languages other than just a few words in Spanish. And that's it.
He barely speaks English, okay?
What do you call this then?
He speaks
know.
Nicanese.
Wait, what?
You speak Nicanese.
There you go.
That's a new one.
I used to speak Pig Latin.
Speak what?
Pig Latin. Jeremy knows what I'm talking about.
I have no idea.
Chrissy knows what I'm talking about.
Ixay on the Hoshe.
Okay, then.
Folks, we're doing now 4 minutes from the top of the hour. Legion of Exorcists is coming on in 4 minutes. So
Yes.
we're going to go ahead and sign off. And so tune in next week when we have Kat Hobson on the show.
It'll be fun. Can't wait.
Mwah. Love y'all.
Good
Have a
night,
good night,
everyone.
guys.
Happy Ghostbusters Day.